What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. "365 days, 52 weeks, 1 full year posting content on YouTube." We finally passed that 1 year milestone on the channel. And I first off want to say thank you for everybody who supports this channel and everybody who supports me on a day-to-day basis for helping me get to this point, right? For me personally, this milestone is a huge accomplishment just because I know that for the past year, I've dedicated myself just to one thing and I focused only on one thing, and that is building a YouTube channel. Now, don't get me wrong, I am no Mr. Beast. I don't have 10 million subscribers yet, but we're working towards it. We are working towards something bigger than ourselves, and I honestly am super proud of getting to this point thus far. But without further introduction, welcome to the video, guys. My name is Daniel Lewis, and welcome to my 1 year recap video here on my channel. Now, to give you guys a better idea of how my year went, I wanted to tell you guys 3 things that I've learned over the last 365 days posting content on YouTube. And just for context, I am somebody who still works a 9 to 5. I do have to balance my daily job along with a YouTube channel, which in its own right can be considered a full-time job. And being able to post at least 1 to 2 videos a week is quite difficult when you kind of put in perspective of how content creation works. But to give you guys some context, I did start back in March of 2019, and I'll just post like a quick snippet of what my thumbnail and what my video was and how I was talking back just a year ago on my first video. I put the gator in there to help my body feel like at least there's still nutrients and something going into my body to help me recover at least fairly quickly. So take this with a grain of salt, I guess. Trust me, I know it is very cringeworthy, but we have grown so far since we first posted that video. Now, keep in mind, we did post videos in the past, but this 1 year mark is 1 year of consistently posting content on YouTube and not taking 6-month breaks, 8-month breaks, posting 3 videos at a time and then just disappearing for 3 months. No, we are consistent. We are on a weekly schedule and we are just in it. We are so in it that, you know what? I gotta just keep going at this point. It's like I'm in too deep. But as the year progressed, my content slowly but surely started improving. My thumbnails started improving. And back around November, I started posting twice a week. Now, keep in mind, from March to about early October, I was only doing about 1 video a week. That's what I was able to manage. But after a certain point, something clicked, something made sense to me, and I started doing 2 videos a week. And for me personally, that's when I started seeing the most amount of growth. Now, keep in mind, from March of 2019 to about October of 2019, I was about from 150 to 200 subs to about maybe 350 to 400 over that course of time. And then from October of 2019 to present day, March 5th, 2020, we have grown over 600 subs in the past like 5 to 6 months, which is absolutely nuts. Which for me, I partially account that to the ability to post videos twice a week, but also the fact that I have become more savvy on YouTube, right? I understand how search results work, how kind of the algorithm can work. I'm not perfect at it, and I have a lot to learn, but I do see what works, and I have seen different trends that I could jump on. It's just whether or not it fits my brand or not. But ultimately, the growth is there, and at the time of this recording, I'm 75 subs away from hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark, which is another huge milestone, and which means it's also a turning point for my page, right? Because that means I can monetize and I can start making money on videos and there's no longer the justification of like, oh, you're not making any money on YouTube. But well, no, actually, no, my friend. Now, I'm gonna make that YouTube paper. We're gonna be breaking in millions. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be breaking in millions. Well, hopefully. But enough about what I've been able to do so far in the year. I do want to give you guys the 3 things that I've learned and 3 things that really have helped me just help the channel grow over the last course of the year. And honestly, not for nothing, but you know, I say this over and over again, but it's thanks to the people who are watching these videos, people who leave a like, people who are subscribing on a daily basis. I think everybody who just comes to the channel, watches my videos, whether it's 1, 2, 3 videos, whatever you enjoy watching, I appreciate everybody watching. But let's go over to the computer and talk about what we learned and what we plan to do to continue having the channel grow. So we are here on the laptop, and I wanted to give you first, guys, the analytics of just showing you what I've accomplished thus far, what we've been able to do. And if you guys see on the screen, last 365 days, we've gained 687 subscribers, which means if we do the math, fuck, I can't do math in my head. Now that I have my calculator, which means that at the start of around 365 days ago, which means May 6th of 2019, which I was only about like 3 or 4 videos in and not seeing much traction, I was pretty much at 239 subscribers. For me personally, and this is gonna be number 1 as to what I've learned, is that being consistent taught me a lot more than anything about YouTube than watching other YouTubers, right? Because ultimately being consistent found what works for me. I know who I am, and I know who I am as a person, and I know where my value comes from. And for me personally, I can't be a Mr. Beast. I can't be anybody else other than myself. And trying to be funny, trying to be doing these things that I'm just not accustomed to wouldn't work on camera. So for me, my standpoint is value. It's like, how can I add the most amount of value, be as educational as possible, but also be just down to earth, real as possible about everything that we talk about. And so that for me personally has been my angle. It's been why I do what I do, just because I know like this is the direction I want to take the channel, is just be as authentic as possible to myself, but only to you guys. Being consistent on YouTube has taught me that, you know, search terms matter, right? And being a small time creator means that you have to make your videos more discoverable. What does that mean? That means that I have to be able to differentiate my content from what other people are doing. Now, somebody like Christian Guzman, Max Tuning, whoever you guys watch, Nick Bear, their channels are already successful, so they don't have to put as much work into making videos more discoverable. But for me personally, I'm fighting with the competition of all these other fitness YouTubers who are fighting for your attention. For me personally, I knew a 30-day challenge would do extremely well just because I've seen them all over the internet, and a lot of times those do really well just because people like to see kind of like the before and afters, want to see how people just change their bodies and whether or not this is something that they would want to do. And so there's a lot of, I guess, relatability behind those videos. So I decided to do the 500 push-ups just because I was like, you know what, this is something that's a little more in line with what I want to do. So let's do that. As the time went on, the video kept getting more and more views, just slowly but surely increasing. Well, pretty much that was the same consistent, I guess, trend on the video, keep going upwards. The views kept going up and up as time went on. And then finally something happened. And in early April, my video, I guess, caught the attention of Men's Health, and one of the editors over there, and they wrote an entire article about my video and my experience doing 500 push-ups. Pretty much overnight, I went from 27,000 views to 80,000 views. The next day, 128. The next day, 147. Next day, 162. And then you get the point. Pretty much the views just kept coming in, subscribers kept coming in, and that has been one of the biggest reasons why my channel has grown to the size that it has now. I was consistent and I was able to find trends and search topics that people were searching for. Ultimately, this video got picked up by the right person, got shared on the right platform or their website in this instance, and it did all the heavy legwork that I typically would have to do on most of my videos. So moving on to the second thing, I think that I've learned this more towards now, like where I am now with the channel, and that quality matters, right? That doesn't mean just visual audio. That also means that, you know, title and thumbnail, as broken a record as this sounds, it really does matter. And I'm very grateful that Opie has always helped me just kind of keep a, like, you know, kind of clean eye on how my thumbnails look. And so, you know, hats off to her for always putting in an effort to just make sure my thumbnails are just that much better, whether it's aesthetically, whether it's eye-pleasing, and it's just capturing the attention the way it should. And so, you know, very important, title and thumbnail as always. And I'll just show you guys on the screen as like just a comparison to my first thumbnail to my latest thumbnail. And you can just see a dramatic difference on just lighting and
my facial features and how I'm looking and how I'm presenting everything, and just making sure that it's at least more captivating for the viewer. And unfortunately, the reality is that people judge a book, or in this instance a video, by its cover, and that cover being the title and the thumbnail. If it's not something that people are intrigued by, or they want to click on, or it's not something that entices them to learn more, they're not going to click on the video. The last thing I learned, to be honest guys, is patience. It's the hardest thing that you will ever have to do, but anything worth having is being patient about. Whether it's weight loss, whether it's building a YouTube channel, being patient is super important. There's a lot of times where, even now, like with being in quarantine, you would think that I would have thousands of ideas flowing out. The reality is, like, you have to be patient with yourself and also the channel. And I say that because there's gonna be days that you don't wanna post content, there's gonna be days that you don't wanna film, or you don't wanna edit, and there's gonna be days that you're not gonna see any growth within your channel. For me personally, like those days are tough, right? You have to be patient. Growth takes time. It's very important to understand that this is a process and it's not something that just comes overnight. By no means of imagination am I saying like, I made it, I'm a successful YouTuber. I'm not even close to where I wanna be yet, but we're still working towards there. And whether it's 2 years, 3 years down the road, and we look back at this video and maybe we hit 100,000 subscribers or 200,000 subscribers or even 10,000, I don't care what it is. It's just I know that at least I'm seeing the growth because I'm putting in the work that I'm supposed to be doing. For those of you who are watching who may be inspired to start your own YouTube channel, just be patient. Understand that this is all just a process. Now, there are ways that you can, I guess, hack the algorithm, right? And really get to that next level quickly. But if you're somebody like myself who is very big on brand building and actually building a message and having a voice and building actually something sustainable and something tangible, it's gonna take time. So that's gonna be a wrap for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. And I also wanted to say thank you again to everybody who tunes into my videos, who likes, subscribes, who shares my videos. I wanted to say thank you for an incredible year so far. And it's been real. It's been really real. And I really hope that the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years are just as incredible as this has been. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Peace.
Mother lover, you gon' love this. Graduated from a rebel to a revolutionary in my area, they love this. I'ma wreck it like I'm revving the engine, heaven's ascension, every dimension, give me attention. Look at my soul, look at my heart, look at my hope. Got the world on my back, but I carry it though. Tell them God got my hand, I ain't letting